Savannah is a very mysterious, wonderful place. It has all the fingerprints that were left over from a time before. It has the incredible architecture. It has the wonderful sized trees that have been there for hundreds of years.
Interwoven amongst the Spanish moss that decorates this majestic landscape permeates nostalgic tales of old and new in one of the most enchanting cities in the United States.
The reason people come to Savannah is because of all the great things that happened to this town over the years. And I think over the years it's built up this fantastic spirit. It started out with James Oder Oglethorpe, who was a British nobleman. He sacrificed so much just to come here so he could found a town for the relief of insolvent debtors. And through the years, good things have happened to Savannah.
From century-old buildings that have withstood trying times to the historic district defined by the squares, this enticing city will instantly charm.
Welcome to Savannah.
The visual and physical beauty of it, I mean, we're the largest national historic district in the country, and you can pretty much walk wherever you want to go. If you're staying downtown and visiting, take a nice stroll and see beautiful houses and eating great restaurants, and it's a great place to visit. It's a great place to live.
There's a reason that people come here. There's a very nostalgic feel about Savannah, whether it's the sheer antiquity of that town with the trees and the architecture combined. Personally, Savannah's a place I could live, and I don't say that very often. Oh, and it's got ghosts.
Welcome aboard Elk's Have a Look tour of Savannah. Experience the colorful characters that play host to the most interesting city in the South.
We decided to come to Savannah basically to start Moon River. We felt like there wasn't a whole lot happening in the Southeast as far as craft beer. There was only room to grow, and that's really been the case.
Once you get me near a pub, because I'm Australian, I really sort of fit into my heritage really well.
See, that's IPA, way too sweet for me.
Hey, good palate, by the way.
So I was quite comfy in the pub and, you know, tasting some of these new beers.
That should be the Swamp Fox. That's our...
Swamp Fox? I used to have a girlfriend named that. I kind of position my little ideas on the ones I like.
That's good.
The Bandicoot.
But hey, I'm a beer lover. What can I say? Shut up and drink your beer at Moon River.
As the Elk Petition rolls down the sightseeing streets of this bustling southern coastal city, Elk sets his sights on a new type of grip.
Alright, so this how we're gonna do it. We're gonna take one of these. And we're gonna put it on there, let it dry. That's it.
Well, I'm not a candy guy, but those guys look like the business is roaring pretty good down there. I was a little out of my element there being in the kitchen, but I had a good mentor, Desmond. He taught me the ropes on how to make that caramel praline or proline or how do you say, whatever. 100 years they've been doing this. I mean, how good are you gonna be? Well, I didn't do it like you told me to.
It's all right.
I gotta tip it up on the side.
We're gonna get better. Now put it
Same
on
grip. You always have the grip with the fingers squished right there, no matter what you're doing. Brush your teeth, same way. Money out of the pocket, same, everything never comes apart.
You're a professional now, like.
Yeah, I'm pro.
You pro.
I had fun down there. That's a little out of my comfort zone, but that's okay.
I just made it myself.
First time. He's a pro.
How about you? You want a little bit too?
I'll see what I thought of myself.
That's what I'm talking about.
We got chocolate ones coming up in a minute.
So we're down here in the bowels of the Moon River Tavern. Very creepy down here. Any ghosts in here?
You know, I'm the science guy, so I don't have a whole lot of ghost stories.
Well, you know what? You're funny you say that. I was here for the Legends tournament 2-3 years ago, and this man right here, Lance, he took me on a ghost tour. So 1820, there was a big fire.
It's a terrible year for Savannah. 420 homes were lost, and they fought that fire for days. When the people came back to this side of town, exhausted, wrung out, what did they find? To their horror, they found one of their little girls strangled.
There was a boy that was left in town. His name was Rene Rondelet. He was 14 years old, big, strong kid, who he kind of had one of those tempers that snapped.
They pulled him out of his home from his mother and father, from their arms, and they hung him in one of these trees here. The mob was not done yet. It was mob rage, and they actually took his body when they were through. They threw it into the marsh. And so to this day, nobody knows exactly what happened to the body of Rene Rondelet.
100 years later, approximately, Jim Williams, he bought this really nice home.
He had trouble with the codes, the city codes, and so he decided to move the house about 3 city blocks away over to St. Julian Street.
Moved it?
Yeah. When Jim Williams finally got his house moved over here, he got another call again, and this time it was from the general. He says, we've had something else happen here. We found a crypt. And he asked him, he said, well, what's in it? And they said, well, we don't know. It's covered with water. And he said, just cover it up. I'll see to it when I get back. Nobody ever heard anything from Jim Williams about that after that. But the thing was that he thought that maybe Rene Rondelet's body might have been there, because that was the exact location where this alley was that this terrible event had happened.
Blah, 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 blah. That's the Rene Rondelet story.
Interesting.
That's a believable ghost story in my mind.
Anything can happen.
Yeah. It's hard to believe that when you come to some of the places we go on Secret Golf and these journeys we take and we meet these people, and we went back and saw where Bubba worked years ago, and we saw some of the skeletons that were left, but the stories never change. They're there. They're imprinted into his DNA. Life when you were a young fella here working in the golf, and all those guys came through here, that must have been an amazing time.
Yes, it was.
If your track is taking you down through Savannah, I think you should peel off in here and come to the Wilmington Island Club for a little look around and a game of golf. Woo!
Hey, what a trip.
Almost.
What a trip.
Thank you guys. Thank you. You know what? It's been a wonderful trip, and we had fun downtown.
Boom, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
If your travels ever bring you towards Savannah, please pull in to Savannah and enjoy yourself. Promise you will.
On another episode of Secret Golf,
We're taking you to Nebraska!
an outdoors enthusiast's dream, Steve Elkington heads to a small town with a big adventure.
I very much enjoyed the prairies that I had heard so much about, and just the sheer size of this part of the country.
Where he meets up with a couple of characters that leave one unforgettable experience.
Oh, we're going! I knew it! We're going right out of the gate.
On 3 unique golf courses that's pure as golf gets.
You can stay on this property for 2 or 3 days and don't feel like you play the same golf course ever.
Join Elk as he explores the wild, wide-open spaces with Secret Golf's new correspondent.
Look, Diane, as the new member of the Secret Golf team, you can't just roll up in the middle of Nebraska coming from Scotland and just wear anything.
You told me to be more American.
While enjoying the Heart City scenery like a local. All that and more on another episode of Secret Golf with Steve Elkington. Secret Golf with Steve Elkington has been a presentation of Secret Golf Incorporated.